Hello, everybody. I'll give it a couple of seconds. I know I'm watching on my iPad as normal, but making sure that everything catches up because I know it's a couple of seconds behind. I wanted to come and craft with you today and announce something that's going on over at Create Inspire. A lot of you, I'm assuming, well, I see the orders coming through, so a lot of you have already placed multiple orders and things like this, and others may not have. I know things are not exactly financially stable for most of us, or at least some of us right now. So I figured for my subscribers only, watching this live, only you guys, are going to get huge deals over at Create and Inspire. I have not announced this on Instagram or Facebook or anything. This is just for you guys. So I'll say this now and then I'll say it in a little bit because I know we don't really have too many people on right now. So for those of you who have not purchased the kits, not only kits, but there's monthly kits over on the website, but there's also individual items. So if you don't want the whole kit and you just want the stamp set, you can purchase just the stamp set or just the stencil set. A lot of individual items from the kit may be available, one of which we're going to be using today. And I know they're kind of hard to come by right now. You can purchase the Easy Lights separately as well. They come in the Halloween kit, but you can purchase them separately. But anyway, so for those of you, well, for anybody, buy one, get one free. Anything. Kits, stamps, stencils, add-on items, paper packs, you name it. It's buy one, get one free during this live and for 1 hour after this live is over. The promo code that you'll want to use is LIVEBOGO. So LIVEBOGO. All capitals. You just put that promo code in and you get buy one, get one. Now, if you are a member of Create and Inspire, you also get 10% off all kits on top of that deal. That 10% will never go away. So you'll always get 10% off of any kit, regardless of what other sale is going on. Now, if you guys have already purchased the kits and maybe looking for some add-ons or looking for maybe a gift for someone and you really only want one item, you can also get 50% off of one item. So it's one or the other. You can't use both promo codes. So you can buy one, get one free, or you can get 50% off of one item. And the promo code for that is LIVE50, LIVE50. Again, all caps. So those two discount codes are active right now, and they will go for 1 hour after the live is over. And again, this is only for you guys. So don't go share it everywhere. Well, I mean, you can, I really don't care, but I wanted to do something for my subscribers. So that kind of fits for anybody, whether you've purchased things before or haven't purchased things, you can go and take advantage of some of those deals. Hello, everyone. All right, so I figured I'm going to, because we're running out of time for Halloween here, I am not going to be using the fall themed kit, the one that just released. I'm going to be using the Halloween kit. So I'm going to be using just one, well, maybe two. See, this is my deal. And you guys tell me if you guys are the same way. I have a rough idea in my mind of the kind of card I want to create. Rough. And I have some of the supplies that I absolutely 100% know I'm going to need, and then things that are within reach that I may need, and then things might pop up where, I don't know, I might have to get up and get it. Who knows? But I'm going to be using this coffin, but I'm actually going to be using it as a tombstone. I may use the pumpkin. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to be doing a light up card. So I'm going to be using the Easy Light that comes in the kit. And if you guys have never used these, they're pretty amazing. Super easy to use. So yeah, the candle, yes, I'm going to be making Christmas cards with the candle for sure. Because you can color them red candles or green candles or gold candles, whatever you want. All right, so I'm going to, surprise, build a scene. But we're going to keep it nice and simple because I obviously don't have a ton of time with you guys. Some of my scene cards take a long time. Some of my really in-depth scene cards that involve like, well, I don't really measure too often. I pretty much eyeball nearly everything. But some of my scene cards can take 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes. And I'm not going to put you guys through that. So I'm going to cut out a few masks first. I think I'm only going to do it twice. And these are easy to cut out. Very easy. All straight lines. So it won't take me long. Now I had supplies out. And you would think that my scissors would be like right in plain view. But guess what? I know they were. Did I drop them? Does this happen to you guys? Like seriously, I just had them, so I'm going to have to use these big old Tim Holtz scissors that I don't typically use for fussy cutting, but they'll do for now. Because I was getting stuff ready and I had my scissors because I was cutting stuff out already, so don't know where they went. Yeah, that's probably right in front of me. And you know, my scissors, the ones that I typically use for fussy cutting, are bright pink. And you would think that they'd be really standing out, but they're not. All right, so while I'm cutting these, I'm gonna go over it really, really quickly because I see more people coming in. Those of you that are watching the live, Create and Inspire. 2 discount codes that are going on right now for you guys only, for anybody who's watching this live. From now until 1 hour after the live is over, there is buy one, get one free, and that goes for anything that's sold on the website. Use the discount code LIVEBOGO, LIVEBOGO, or if you just want one item, it is 50% off, and that is LIVE50. And of course, if you are a member of Create and Inspire, you also get your 10% off all kits already. All right, so this is my idea. All right, so I have a circle cut out from masking paper, and I want to put that there for like the moon, and then have like 2 little hills going right here, and having my little tombstones coming out of the dirt over here. And then like just like freehand like a tree, like just the branches. You know, this time of year there's really nothing, well, at least Halloween time, those spooky trees, kind of going up from the ground so that you can kind of see it through the moon, and then kind of do like a star background with some shimmer spray, and then cut out little holes for the lights. So that's my plan. My loose plan, but we'll see. We'll see if it works. All right, so I guess we have to determine, being I'm using these as tombstones and not actual coffins. First, I'm going to put my moon on. Let's put my moon on first. I'm probably going to have to mask out the ground first. All right, so that'll be my moon. I got some masking paper here. This is Simon Says Stamp masking paper. I have to say this has always been my favorite. I find that it's tacky, but not too tacky where it tears your paper. But especially if you're doing ink blending, which I'm going to be doing, I find that it really stays in place. So this has always been my go-to. However, Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo, I like because it has that blue backing, so you know exactly where it needs to be cut. And they've really improved it. It's really super tacky. So I have to say, I think the Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo is giving the Simon Says Stamp a run for their money. So I'm just going to cut some, kind of like some hills. Couldn't think of the word there. And I'm just going to cut it like, have this hill be a little bit higher up, like this. I want it like that, because this can go like that, and then we can do, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put these down first. So I gotta do the top hill first, because then I can create my shadows later on. Yeah, you got to, when you have really tacky masking paper, like this isn't, but say if it was, I would just usually put it on my hand and then put it on the paper, and that will remove some of the tackiness so that it doesn't tear your paper. And also if you add a lot of pressure. So if you're doing like ink blending over it and you're adding a little bit too much pressure, it's just going to stick it down to your paper even more. All right, so there is my ground. And next I'm going to stamp out my little tombstones here, or what's going to be a tombstone. Oops, pressed way too hard on that one. Now I got really inky fingers. All right, I'm gonna do it like that. I might only need one. And like that. All right, so that's the only stamping I'm gonna do other than the sentiment. Yeah, I've used copy paper too. I've used copy paper with like Tombow Mono multi glue to make it repositionable. And for some things like larger areas, that works fine for me. But for the scenes that I create, sometimes that's just not, doesn't always work out for me too well. The Simon Says Stamp masking paper, when I order from Simon Says Stamp, I typically order like 5 packs of it. So it will last me about a year. The last time I bought myself craft supplies was last October. And that was last time I bought masking paper. And I got 2 sheets left, so it's time. All right, so let's work on the sky. And I'm gonna be using regular distress inks rather than oxides, because I'm gonna go over them with a black Copic marker for that tree, and that doesn't always mix well with oxides. All right, let's see. I'm going to use Black Soot, Broken China, Chipped Sapphire, and Faded Jeans. Now, these packages, I know, or the packaging on here, I know, these are old. These are, I mean, old. I have been card making for like 10 or 11 years now, and I got these when I first started. So these are old. They've never been re-inked before. They're old. So it is what it is. They still work halfway decent anyway. So I'm going to kind of create a halo around my moon, because I guess if I had a light source, that's what it would be. So I'm going to go with the Broken China, which is my lightest color, around the moon. And you can see that my ink pad is really not all that juicy anymore. Eventually, I got to invest in more of these, but in time. All right, next is the Faded Jeans. This one's a little bit better. It's not quite as dry. It could definitely use a re-inking, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite as dry. And I'm going to kind of just go around that little halo that I created on the moon. As I just say, the masking paper is fabulous. It's coming off. And then I just got a big fingerprint there. But what are you going to do? Chipped Sapphire will be next. You can see that I'm using the same brush. A lot of people, I notice, when they do their ink blending, they take a different brush for every single color. I do not do that. As long as I'm keeping with the same color family, I just rub it off on my scrap paper and that's it. And I don't usually have a problem. Especially when I'm creating a gradient like this, I really don't care if they mix. I want them to mix anyway. This is really coming up here. So I'm going to take my Tombow Mono multi-glue. I'm going to kind of peel this back a little bit, and I'm just going to add a tiny little dot here. And then smush that. And I'll give that a couple seconds to dry while I kind of work on the faded jeans a little bit, because I'm not going over that area. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing any comments. As always, guys, the comments on my end are a little bit delayed. So if I don't answer your question or comment, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because I either missed it or haven't seen it yet. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna stick that back down. Hopefully that'll stick now. Gonna go back in with that Chip Sapphire, and that does seem to be staying. So we are good to go. I'm just reading your comment, Tara. I've heard a lot of people use that kind, the sticker paper. I haven't tried it. I'm kind of one of those people that if I find something I'm happy with, I don't like to venture out. I like to kind of stick to what I know and love. And that's why I don't necessarily need the latest and greatest products out there either. I rarely get the latest and greatest products because I just don't, I'm happy with what I have. And I don't necessarily, I just don't need it. I'm going to add a little bit of black soot over here to really darken this area up the furthest away from the moon, and then go back around one final time with my blues. All right, that is good enough, especially for a live. That is good enough. All right. I tried to pick things that wouldn't take a lot of drying time, but this is going to take a couple of seconds. Going to just add some shimmer powder to the, or not shimmer powder. This isn't shimmer powder. It's shimmer spray. And then dab that up. And I am going to give that just a couple of seconds to dry before moving on to the next step. And this is just going to add more stars in the background. I'm going to have some stars with the easy lights, but yeah, a lot of people are using the label printer paper and things like that, copy paper. I'll have to try it. Yeah, Mommy, you pretty much get everything from me. Yeah, Mom, you really luck out. I would have had more masking paper had I not given you a chunk of it. Now, I think you ended up ordering some, if I remember correctly. I believe you ordered some on your own. All right, so I'm going to leave my moon in place for now, so that I don't tear that. But oh boy, I didn't think of this. I'm going to have to remove, actually, this is what I'm going to do. I can somewhat see my mask through here. So I am going to trace that line. Oops, that's a little wobbly. So I know where to cut, because I'm going to have to cut these masks down in order to do my ground, which I didn't think of. Probably should have thought of that. See what I mean? There's always stuff I don't think of. Actually, you know what? I'm going to remove the whole thing. I'm going to remove the whole thing. Scary, scary. All right, so where's that other masking paper? All right, so I kept this, and I think I'm just going to use this. I mean, obviously I didn't lay it down evenly. So I'm going to cut a chunk of this off. I'm improvising, guys. Let me see. I tried the Gina K before. I liked it, but it depended on what ink you stamped with because it kind of had like a glossy feel to it. And that didn't really necessarily work out for me too well. And again, it could have been just the ink that I was using. Do I want to do this first, or do I want to... Yeah, I guess I have to, because that's what I did. All right, so I'm not even going to stick this down. I think I'm just going to hold it. Because it's not going to stick anyway. My ink is too wet. So I'm going to use Antique Linen and Vintage Photo. I don't remember the backing of it, of the Gina K masking paper. I just remember that it was like it's smeared. I don't know. It had like this glossy texture to it. I don't even know what is my clean brush and what is my dirty brush. I had clean brushes out, but I don't remember which one is which. Well, this is the one we're going to use. All right, so I'm going to start with my Antique Linen on the bottom. No, actually, I'm going to have my Antique Linen on the top. And then my Vintage Photo on the bottom. And I would go one step darker, but I don't have one step darker for regular Distress inks. Those of you who have been card making for a long time, does anybody remember what their first Distress ink color was? I think I would say that probably for everybody it was Vintage Photo. We used Vintage Photo on pretty much everything. Everything had to be distressed. All right, now I can remove this one here. Oh, Antique Linen, okay. Close. I had the minis, and I don't even remember why I had the minis, honestly, because I rarely use them. I struggle with mini ink pads. I know some people struggle with larger ink pads. I struggle with the mini ones for some reason. Don't know why. All right, so I am going to take this one and put it back in place if I can get it apart because I squished them together. Just gonna line this back up a little bit. I don't care if the whole thing is lined up. I just want a little bit of a shadow from one hill to the next. So I don't care if it's perfect. It just needs to be down there a little bit. And it doesn't typically stick if your ink is wet, but we don't have time to wait for it to dry. So I'm going to put the vintage photo behind this other hill and on the bottom again. And then blend that out with the antique linen. All right, I got to catch up on comments for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea, Angela. Walnut stain. Oh, yes. Yes. Yep, we had to distress. Everything was distressed. Tim Holtz was, I mean, he still is, but he was like, he's a legend. That came out pretty terrible. But we're going to deal with it because it's alive and we don't have too much time to think. We kind of just go with the flow like I normally do. I usually go with the flow anyway. I am going to draw a line here on the bottom of my, like on the top of the hill where it meets the, my little tombstones here. Then I'm going to remove my moon. I feel like I should add some color to the moon. I think I will. Oops. I think I'm going to use pumice stone. Now I can't find the brush that I was just using. I swear I'm a mess. I'm going to add, I'm going to kind of like pounce it. Instead of blending it, I'm just going to pounce it in here to add just a little color to the moon. Not too much, just a little. Here, vintage photo walnut stain. Yeah, I found it was really hard to ink blend with them too, because I felt like I needed to, I just wasn't getting enough ink, so I would pick up the little mini cube and then end up getting ink all over my fingers. Oh my gosh, I never had a DVD. I did have the, he had books. Tim Holtz had books, and I did have those. All right, I am going to let my ink dry just a little bit, but I am going to color my little tombstones here, and I'm going to keep it real nice and simple with just some cool grays. I'm going to concentrate my darkest area being away from my moon and where they would be coming out of the ground a little bit. All right, so did anybody have the Tim Holtz books? I don't even remember what they were called. I still have them. Because I was a huge Tim Holtz fan. Huge. I mean, I still am. I still love Tim Holtz products. But my style has definitely evolved over the years. Where I'm not, I mean, I still like vintage style, distressed kind of look to things, but it's not like my go-to style, if that makes sense. That's what it was, Julie. That's what it was. I have two of them. I don't know how many he actually had, but I had two. I'm just in awe of him anyway. If any of you guys have seen him create, it's just, he's got such a amazing way of presenting things and showing things. Even in his videos, even like during his lives and stuff like that. All right, coloring's not great, but it is what it is. Julie, you want them? Message me. I have them, and I mean, not saying I don't have a use for them, but If you want them, message me. So there's like different, I guess it would be like the outside of the coffin. And obviously this is, we're coloring this as a tombstone, but I am making sure that I'm adding shading in between those sections just to differentiate the sections. You could probably color right over them and nobody would really know the difference. But I tend to, when there's two different sections of an object or two different objects that are maybe the same color, I tend to avoid putting two of the darkest areas next to each other or two of the lightest areas next to each other. I just find that it kind of just separates the two parts of the image or the two images. My C3 is super dry. That's why I'm going over it so many times. I do have a refill, but I'm not going to get up and get it. All right, coloring super simple. Oh, it takes a long time, Julie. A lot of us in here that I know, we've been doing this for a very long time, and it takes a long time to kind of, at least for me in the beginning, I wanted to try it all. I wanted it all. I wanted to do it all. I wanted to be good at it all. And after a while, you kind of fall into your own style and fall into your own way of doing things, have your favorite techniques, have your favorite products, and the rest doesn't seem as important anymore. But it takes a while to get there. I mean, I was card making for probably 5 years before I found what I really loved. No, probably more than that. Maybe 7 years or so before I found what part of it that I truly, truly love. And that's the scene building and the coloring and all of that. All right, so I'm going to draw in my tree, and I wanted to kind of go through my moon. Should I do it on the top of this hill, or should I do it, maybe I'll do it on the top of the hill and put my sentiment down here. What do you guys think? Help me out. Starting at the top of the hill or starting at the bottom of the hill for the tree? I'll let you guys decide. Sentiment on the hill. Okay. All right. So I'll save this for my sentiment because that way I can put the stars in the sky. Oh, Angela says the bottom. We're 2 and 2. Midpoint. I was thinking midpoint too, but I don't know whether that would look funky if it was like right in the smack in the middle of the hill. It might look a little weird. And I'm going right in with my marker too, like no pencil here. I'm a little nervous, but it's just paper, right? If I mess it up, I mess it up. All right, so I'm gonna start at the top of the hill and I'm just gonna draw some weird branches here. You can always smooth them out later. See, if I were to use oxides, I wouldn't have been able to necessarily do this because it kind of gives a weird consistency to the oxides if you go over it with Copics. I've heard that it ruins your nibs. That I'm not sure of. I have used it over oxides that have been watered down, like a watercolor look, and I never have a problem. Does that look stupid? Well, it is what it is, right? You got to take chances, right? You never know what something's going to look like until you take that chance. All right, so I'm going to add first I'm going to add my sentiment. All right. Let's just do Happy Halloween. Let's keep it nice and simple, right? Let's just do Happy Halloween. For those of you just tuning in now, I'm going to review what we're doing here in just a second because I'm going to stamp this with, what do I want to stamp this with? Typically I use VersaFine, but do I want to wait for that to dry? Maybe I'll get out my Misty and not use VersaFine. I'll just use the blackout ink. That way it'll dry right away. All right, so let me explain to you why I'm live. Why I'm live other than the reason why I just wanted to craft with you guys. But so some of you or most of you or some, yeah, I'd say some of you have ordered at least once from Create and Inspire. So I have a whole lot of inventory. Newbie mistakes, ordering too many of things, and can't be returned. And just basically creating way too many kits. I'll be quite honest with you. Kind of didn't estimate well. Let's just say that. And I am going to run 2 sales for you guys only. This is the only place that you are going to get the discount codes. It's not on Facebook. It's not anywhere. You can buy one, get one free in the store. That goes for kits, add-ons, and any single items such as stamp sets, because if you guys don't know, you don't have to buy the whole kit. You can buy just the stamp set or just the stencil set, or in many cases, the pattern paper, or whatever. So it goes for single items too, not just kits. So buy one, get one free. Code is LIVEBOGO, LIVEBOGO, all caps. And that goes from now, it's active right now, to 1 hour after the live is over. Buy one, get one for everything in the store. And remember, if you are a member of Create and Inspire, you get 10% off of all the kits anyway. So this would be on top of that. It wouldn't be just this. You would also get the 10%. If you guys already have the kits or not interested in the kits, or maybe just one kit and you don't really want to purchase anything else, that's fine. You can still get 50% off that one item. Use code LIVE50. And again, that's going to run at the same time from now until an hour after the live is over, and you'll get 50% off one item. And if you're a member, that will be 50% off on top of your 10% if it's a kit. She really is. She really is. My Renee. I think it's so funny. I mean, I think a lot of you are members of the Handmade Happiness Facebook group. I dropped my pad in case you guys didn't notice that. And we're all friends. Like, I become friends with so many of you guys. And some people I talk to more often than others. And somebody said something about picking a favorite. It's like, I can't pick a favorite. I love all of them. I love everybody in that group. And everybody thinks Renee is my favorite, which, I mean, I love her. She knows, Renee knows I love her. But I love all of you guys. So, all right. So that's dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my Easy Lights. That hill is really bothering me. And if it wasn't alive, I would take the time to fix it. But have you guys all used these before? Who hasn't used the Easy Lights before? I'm going to give you a quick tutorial because that's all that's needed to use these. So this is how they come if you buy the single one. The battery's already in it for you. It's got this little piece of paper that you just got to pull out. Sometimes the battery comes along with it, but just slide the battery back in. And then there's this little button and they light up. Can you guys see how bright that is? Like, it's probably not even showing on camera, but it is really, really bright for these teeny tiny lights. So each button, you get 3 little lights. So I'm going to create 3 little stars in the background. All right, I need a, here's another one of my tools that is so old and so deprived because I don't think I've ever replaced the blade. Look at how crooked it is. Can you guys see how crooked it is? And I'm too afraid. In fact, I don't even know how, but even if I did, I'd probably be too afraid to even touch this blade. It's not even pointy anymore. It's like the tip broke off of it. It's old. But I am going to, if you have like a little teeny tiny punch, oh, maybe I'll do that. Let's see. It doesn't go very far though. I have like the this thing, but I don't know how far this is gonna go. Let's give it a try. I guess it goes far enough, right? You think so? That's as far as it goes, and I wanted to put one like right there. That's not gonna work. No, that's not gonna work. Sometimes you just gotta talk your way through it. All right, so I'm just gonna cut little holes. That's all I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do like diamond shapes. If this thing even cuts through. I'm telling you guys, this is old. One of my first tools, I'd say. All right, let me catch up on comments first. Oh, the copper tape. I remember when the, what is it, Chibitronics came out. I was so intimidated by them. And then when Amanda came out with the Easy Lights, I thought they were going to be that difficult, but they're not. They're so easy. You guys know I don't like, other than coloring and masking and all that, I don't like things that take a lot of time. And these don't. I don't even have a pokey tool. I told you guys, I really don't, like, I don't have, like, I don't even have all of the necessary tools in my craft room that I should have. Is everybody else able to get on the website? If somebody could pop on no, I don't have a pokey tool. So I'm just gonna kind of randomly add these things here. If you had a pokey tool or maybe like a little teeny tiny star die, which I probably do have, but I'm not going to dig through my dies to find it, that would be better. Or at least a blade that's sharp. It is working. Okay, good. Who was having issues? I lost the comment. Anna, are you clicking on a link or are you just typing it in? Okay, just remember it's Inkspire, because a lot of people put Inspire just by instinct. That's what we're used to saying. Oh boy, I don't know whether that was a link that somebody added earlier. Tara put the link. Are you able to click on it? That's strange. Oh, there, she put it on there again. Tara, I think I made you like a moderator at some point, and I guess you're going to be a moderator of all of my lives because I didn't add you this time, but YouTube did, so that's fine with me. All right, I got some straight paper on the back, but it's good enough. It's good enough. So I'm going to use some vellum on the back of these little pieces. Probably totally optional. I'm sure there's other things that you can use. But I like the look of vellum. And sometimes I'll color the vellum, but in this case, they're stars. They don't need to be colored. It's working now. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let me glue these little pieces down, and I am going to give these a couple seconds to dry while I get my lights organized. And these are going to go, the lights are going to go right on these vellum pieces, right where my little holes are. All right. And you can see that the 3 wires are kind of twisted together. You can just untwist them and put them wherever you want them to go. And these are really bendable. So if wherever you want these to go, I mean, they bend and you can manipulate these pretty much any way you want. All right, so where should we put our button? Do you think we should put our button like right here? Do you think that would be a safe spot? Because it's like pretty much the only blank spot there is on the card, I think. We'll do it that way. All right, double-sided tape, that is what I need. Of course, that's buried somewhere too. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be 2 seconds. All right. I have this, what is this? I think it's scrapbook.com or something. I don't know. It's kind of like a score tape. All right, everybody's able to get on the site. That's good. All right. I was terrified for a second because there's really nothing I can do right now. Not that I actually know what I'm doing. I'm really horrible with like technology and website stuff. So I am still learning. You'll notice if you go to the website frequently, you'll notice little tweaks here and there. And that's just me experimenting. And sometimes I do it right and sometimes I don't. It's a learning curve for everything. All right, so I usually just use Scotch tape, but that is not in my craft room at the moment because I was using it earlier out in the living room. So I'm not going to make you guys wait on that. I should have brought that in earlier. So I'm just going to use the score tape to stick it down. So I'm going to put one, oops, we're a little twisted here. All right, so I'm going to put one of them here. And you'll notice, I know it's hard to see on camera, but you'll notice when you're actually working with these, there's almost like a little teeny tiny bulb on the end of these. And you just want to make sure that you put it face down, obviously, so that it's right against the little hole, whatever you want it to light up. You can only use, oh, the discount code. I thought you meant one of the lights. I'm like, how do you do that? If you want something super bright, you can put all 3 lights in one area and it is bright. And honestly, you don't need that. They are extremely bright. All right, that one is stuck down. Next one. And there's no like wiring that you have to do with these. It's all done for you. You don't have to worry about that. That one just like that. Okay, so while I'm taping these down, one more time I'm going to go over it because I know there's new people in here. Create and Inspire. It is buy one, get one free, everything. Everything in the store. And by the way, guys, that includes the newest kit. Buy one, get one. It's LIVEBOGO is the discount code, and it's good from now until 1 hour after this live is done. And if you only want one item, or maybe you've already purchased some items and you don't need anything else, but maybe you want a paper pack or something, 50% off one item, it is live 50. And again, that goes for 1 hour after the live. All right, so I have my little lights taped down where I need to go, and then I'm just gonna tape these down so they don't get in my way. I told you these are really easy to work with because you can pretty much just squish them wherever you want them to go. I prefer to use the Scotch tape, but totally up to you. And I'm not going to bother to even show you like the foam tape and stuff, but basically all you do is layer the back of it with foam tape. Depending on the foam tape that you use, you may have to double it up just so that it's the same height as this. But that is it. It's really easy. Hence the term easy lights. All right, so can you guys see it? This one shifted a little bit. I gotta add a little bit more tape on that one. I usually test it out like 15 times while I'm doing it. I didn't this time. I should have. This is the time that I should have. All right, move that over a little bit. Much better. Can you guys see it? I love that. Love that. So to finish it off, I would add foam tape, double layer of foam tape everywhere other than the little button and around these little holes, and pop it on a card base, and that's it. I'm not going to make you guys watch that. And I'm super low on foam tape. You know, everything from the craft room is just running out all at once. But that is the card. So let me catch up on comments here. Yes, Amanda, I'm going to be ordering that tape from you too. Very soon. I have a little bit. I have no Scotch foam tape left. And for this red tape, this is all I have. And I've already started filming my Christmas card series, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute if you've missed that one. But I use a lot of foam tape, making 25 days of videos in a row. So I'm using a lot of foam tape, and this is all I have left. But Christmas card series, I believe, starts on November 9th, and there will be a different collaboration every single day with a different theme every day. So it starts on the 9th. It goes every day for 25 days, except for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving will be the only day that there is no video. And a lot of you in here are part of my collaborations. So I'm collaborating with a lot of you guys, and I figured that that's easier for the viewers rather than a hop. Even though I love hops, a lot of people don't have time to watch 15 videos, but they may have time to watch 2. And you may find new creators you want to follow, and new creators that you may find inspiring or whatever. So it should be fun. It's a little bit different this year. But anyway, I'm actually happy with this card. Even though my hill is messed up, I'm actually really happy. The lights kind of take away from all other mistakes that you make. So love this. So does anybody have any questions? Either about the card, in general, crafting, create and inspire, any questions that you guys have at all? I am a perfectionist to a certain degree. I think we're all our own worst critics, where I can look at this and point out every single mistake, and maybe the recipient wouldn't be able to, but I find that to be true with any crafter, where if one of you guys were to send me a card, I would think it was absolutely perfect, even if there was mistakes in it that you noticed, or obviously you know because you made the card, but I think everybody's our own worst critics. But I'm usually kind of a go with the flow crafter. If something doesn't go my way, I find a way to kind of make it work. I rarely throw away my projects. And if I do, it's just paper. I still learned something. I still had fun doing it, even if it ended up in the garbage. So it was worth it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. So I'm going to sign out here. It is, let me see, it is 8:54 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll just say it's 9 p.m. So the promo codes will be good until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. LIVEBOGO or Live50. Let me see. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure which card drive that is, Angela. But if you want to type it here in the comments, absolutely. You can promote anything you want on my channel. Yes, absolutely, Julie. Send me I don't DM, I'm assuming that's Instagram. I'm so bad with checking Instagram messages. I'm so bad. But I will make sure that I check them. All right. So, all right. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for creating this amazing. I swear I want to light up every single card now. I swear. You've got me hooked, girl. All right, guys. So 10 p.m. The promo codes will be good till, and I'll put them in the description box for anybody watching this on the replay in the next hour. And thank you guys so much for crafting with me tonight. Have a great night, guys. Bye.